I want to get intimate with you and not vibing with me. Nah, nigga, I'm not doing that shit for you. Don't worry.
After that.
Yeah, that's it.
We stopped hanging out after
Yeah.
that. Never introduced me to our friend, by the way.
That's
We used to go like kidnap. Hey, no, I don't know. No.
on my book.
I don't- hold up.
And then go out to all the girlfriends and wives of my friends. If you think you are coming to me to come and ask questions about your husband or your boyfriend, don't come, because I wasn't there. I don't know. He's not doing it. Best, they can tell another one.
Magnificent.
Right, what's up, guys? So welcome back to the fresh episode of the Team React. So today I'm with my guy, my brother. Like, we've been together like way back. Like what now? Like 17 years now?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, about 17 years now. You know. So today I have him on the show.
Yes, sir.
My nigga. You know.
good,
So today now we are going to react to. Of course, this is the second episode of. Frankly speaking, that we're going to react to. So the last week, the one they did was very interesting about poverty alleviation scheme, what marriage is like, you know. So today, like they said, couple stuff that made sense. So of course, we're going to chip in what we have to chip in, and you guys stay tuned, right? So now we are going to do this reaction. Of course, you have to play the video, then you watch it, and then react to what it is. So let's go.
Mind you go one talk you'll get opinion, but you know just one talk. We're discussing marriage. Now, for some people, they will say the sacrament of marriage. Some will say the institution of marriage. Now, it's a union like we have defined between, if we go by our laws, two consenting adults, male and female, who decide that they are going to spend the rest of their lives together and go through that path. But some people have said that the very essence or the reason why certain people project that they get married is truly not what it is. And we're going to have that conversation. Some say that they marry for love. Others have said it is compatibility. Others have said companionship. Others have said it's to raise children. But some people have said out of all these reasons, the chief of this is people get married because of money. They want to climb. When we look at social status, they want to connect and better their condition. So for so many people, marriage is a poverty alleviation scheme.
All right, so basically, like, for me though, I don't know, but for me, like, this whole talk about poverty alleviation scheme and all of that, like, I don't know. Let me play back to how I feel this thing should be, right? Like, it's not a problem if a girl marries a guy because she wants to move out of poverty or she wants to get up higher. As a matter of fact, that's what this thing should be, right? Getting married. Because before girls were taken care of by three guys. That's the dad, the brothers, and of course the husband. So a girl, all she needed to do was just be a girl. So if you're a girl, you know, you have your whole feminine nature and all of that. A guy comes and gets married to you. Now, before a guy gets married to you, your elder brothers, your younger brother, your brothers in general, and your dad takes care of you, pending when you have a spouse that comes to marry. Now, of course, when the guy comes and marries you, then you become the sole responsibility of the husband. So basically, that's what it has been. So right now, I don't know why there's so much fuss about girls, or generally marriages being the fact that, okay, you're getting married and then you're trying to climb up. As a matter of fact, that should be for the guys. I feel like it should be a problem if a guy is getting married to a girl because she wants to grow up. But generally, for a girl, to me, I feel like it's very normal for a girl to get married if she wants to move on the track. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I think generally speaking, I feel like we tend to be losing the idea of what marriage is supposed to be.
Right.
So like you mentioned, generally speaking, it's the responsibility of a man to take care of the woman, right?
Right.
But today we have like as a society, there seems to have been a shift in what the traditional role of a woman is and what the traditional role of a man is.
Right.
So there's certain comments you make and now you get like such a negative reaction because it's like, no, female empowerment or gender equality and all that stuff. But in reality, traditionally, in almost any society you go to, whether it's an African society, a Western society, marriage as an institution was never a deal between one guy and one woman.
Right.
It's never been that. Traditionally, marriage used to be about, the families that you come from, the social status of that family, because But as a man, how are you supposed to take care of the responsibility of providing and protecting, a woman if you don't have the financial capacity, right?
Right.
So when a man becomes of age, he's big and strong, and he's able to farm the land. At the time, we're basically hunters and farmers, right? So
Right.
you're able to farm the land, and you're able to, protect a woman if the need arises. And typically when you go to see the parents of the bride, yeah, then you'd see, like, a traditional African settings, you would hear questions like, how many yams do you have in your barn? Right. So it was important for you to be able to provide.
Right.
Or if you go to, like, say, the northern part of Nigeria, where we used to hear all those stories about how you have to go get, like, lashes,
and all
you
that,
get
yeah.
like whips, and so you had to prove strength,
Mhm.
you had to prove financial capacity for you to be able to provide for the woman. So if you look at it from that perspective, what you tend to realize is that, well, I mean, it's only natural for women to, marry up.
Yeah,
Right?
normally.
So
Yeah.
traditionally, women marry up. A
Yeah.
woman is very unlikely going to get married to somebody who's from a poorer background.
Sure.
It's not reality,
Yeah.
because even if the woman has a lot of money, it's still your responsibility as a man.
Yeah, trust
Right?
that.
So
yeah.
now, if with all of that, obviously, love is important.
Mhm.
But I mean, if you're marrying primarily for the sole purpose of being in love with someone,
Nah.
I don't think that's a recipe for failure. Because honestly, like, as a man, if I want to get married to someone, I'm looking at this person. Do I want this person to be the mother of my children?
Mhm.
If she's not a good-looking person, then there's always that possibility
Yeah.
that kids are going to come out, not
Not
looking.
good looking.
Yeah, not good looking. If she's not intelligent,
Mhm.
then the kids go
Of
to
course,
school.
medically, like intelligence
Right,
is
it's
actually
actually
better for the
very
mom. So
right.
yeah,
It's
so
basic for
if
the
you want to get married,
So
you need
if
to
you
look
don't
into
have an
something.
intelligent wife, then that affects the outcome of the children. So
Mhm.
I think it just differs between the sexes what people look at. So for women,
Right.
you look at strength, you look at
Mhm.
financial capacity. But for men, you also look at beauty. Men look at a woman as, this woman is beautiful. You see, her as someone you want to have kids with. Then if you're a deep thinker, or if you're a rational thinking person, you'd also worry about her intelligence, so that you have kids that will be able to excel academically and all that sort of stuff. So yeah.
Right.
Then of course, you have the devil's advocate. Traditionally, they would send people to go investigate their families. Do they have
Right.
history of mental,
Right.
mental health problems? Do they have, how we used to say it back then, is like, do they have madness in their family?
Yeah.
Like, they
true
would
that.
literally go check for all of those things.
Yeah.
So
I remember there
traditionally,
was a certain time. Sorry, I remember there was this time, like I was on Twitter, right? And there was this guy that said, "Will you get married to somebody who had mental issues and all that?" And I was like, "Yeah, like it's genetic, right? Medically, like you have to really check, because sometimes, like, the first line offsprings don't get that stuff, right? So like maybe your grandparents had mental issues, and now like your kids might have it. In your family, like your nuclear family, you might not have it, but then your kids will come out and have it. So I'm like, like you have to really check all of these things. Someone like literally bashed me on Twitter saying, "Nah, you don't have to do this now." I'm like, first off, you don't know who I am, right? I'm telling you from a medical background, like you don't, like, it's very, very important. And I feel like now the whole essence of marriage now is really, really lost. Just like you explained. Back then, like even before my elder ones got married, like marriage is a very deep, it's deeper than what we see now. Like right now, it's like, okay, we leave home, we are out there, big cities, all of that. So you just meet a guy and he's like, "Oh, I love this guy, that's that, I'm getting married." But it's completely different, because marriage is like a whole.
It's two families.
It's two
essentially.
families, yeah,
It's two
coming
families
together,
coming
yeah.
together.
So it's not just getting
And
married.
the irony of it all, I think, is we, the masses, that are actually doing these things. Because when you go up there, go to the upper echelons of society, they still do things the traditional way.
Till this day,
To this day. So
Yeah.
if you look at the richest people in Nigeria, of course they're very deliberate about
Of
what
course.
they do.
Right.
What family you marry into. I mean, think about the fact that the current president in Nigeria had, or was it Yar'Adua? It was during Yar'Adua's time, right?
Yeah.
But even the current president of Nigeria, who did his daughter get married to?
Exactly.
He's married from Indonesian family. That's like
Exactly.
one of the wealthiest families in all of Africa, right?
So,
When what's his name? When Yar'Adua, God rest his soul, when he was president, his daughters were married to 3 sitting governors
yes.
in the country. 3 sitting governors. So it's not. I mean, it's not lost for you to actually sit down and think and plan before you get married to somebody. As opposed to what we see now is like everybody's just getting married for the paparazzi. It's just social media. galore. Everybody's like having this beautiful whatever wedding, and I'm like, all right, bet, good luck with that.
Like, sorry to say though, but like doing the traditional thing really makes more sense because right now, man, like the rate of divorces right now is really, really, really on the high side, and that's because like we're trying to ignore what was there, to try to bring out like these things that were there. These things are theories that have been proven over a
Very
period of
long
time.
period of
Exactly.
time.
So now we're just trying to say, oh, now I'm out there. I've seen the guy. That's okay. I've seen the girl. That's okay. Then you rush into marriage, and then what happens at the end of the day? So personally, like I don't have a problem with a girl trying to marry up. It's that's what should be.
That's
That's the
standard.
standard. Yeah,
Right,
that's
that's the
what should be.
standard.
So having to see somebody say, "Oh no, like a girl is marrying because she's a gold digger," nah, let her be the gold digger. No problem. That's what it's supposed to be. The
Yeah,
only thing that a guy, right?
you don't want crazy things like we tend to be moving away from our traditional African values, and we tend to want to emulate more of the current Western, cultures and practices. But the irony of it all is like, well, if you're going to copy, then you should do your research because
Right.
even in ancient traditional Western, civilizations during the Greek, the Roman empires, all of these times, yeah, this is exactly what they used to do.
Right.
It's almost similar to the cultural traditional practice that we have in Africa. But now this I don't know what's going on.
Queen
There's
Elizabeth
been a
just
shift.
passed.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
but who was she married to?
You get my point.
Same family, you
So,
know. Yeah.
I mean,
so just
Even at that level, you see, it's
Yeah.
the same thing. So
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about Harry and Meghan, right?
Mhm.
What happened?
Yeah.
The
Okay.
family tried to impose.
Mhm.
We saw the situation with Princess Diana. We don't know, all that happened.
Mhm.
But I mean, we're very sure that, when you get married to somebody, like it goes a long way to actually determining how your life turns out.
Right.
So if you're going to make a decision to spend the rest of your life with somebody,
Mhm.
and it has such a grave implication on how your life actually turns out,
Mhm.
well, I mean, it doesn't hurt to take a minute to actually think about it, right?
Right.
Doesn't hurt
You
to
know.
actually think about it properly before you get into it. So,
But well,
I mean, I
as
don't
we
know.
find ourselves now, so
Yep.
well,
Yeah.
like this thing is so funny, man. Like I don't know, but like making rounds, yeah. This thing has been like a big topic. Like guys having multiple girlfriends, and all that. And now the conversation basically is more like, okay, can the ladies do the same? If the guy is going to do the same, because for Don Jazzy now, Don Jazzy is saying, okay, fine, he can like multiple people, like have relationships with them, but as well, he's not telling the girls to just like just him. And that's where the complication comes because for every other person, it's more or less like, nah, I should be able to have multiple women, but you as a lady, you have to just like only me. So like that's just this whole thing has caused a lot of complications, and that's just where this whole confusion comes. As for me though, for guys, like it has never been like a guy like this is Don Jazzy we're talking about, like there's never been a successful man that would be attracted to just one woman and then because ordinarily guys are attracted to a couple ladies. Now the problem now is do you really exercise those options that you have? And for a rich guy like Don Jazzy, he has these options around. Definitely he's going to exercise those options. And that's the problem. So for me, I feel like now there's nothing wrong with him. And the good part is that he's giving the ladies also free hand. Whatever you want to do, go ahead and do. If you want to also be with other people, you can go ahead and be with other people. And that solves the problem for them. But most ladies is like they feel so how I put now, most ladies feel very angry at the fact that you are even thinking about doing it. Even if you tell a lady now, okay, no problem, I'm going to have a couple ladies, you as well have a couple guys, she'll still be sad because she just wants you to be with them. Like, just okay, be with me, don't be with anybody else, and all of that. Why? Like, I don't know.
I mean, look, so okay, let me try something, right?
Right.
If I say like this, I'm assuming anyways, I mean, look at it like this. So traditionally, what do we hear?
Mhm.
Men are trash, right?
Right.
That's what people like to say.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard people say, well, a man is only as faithful as his options.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Look, we just sometimes we should be able to tell ourselves the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, it's not about whether or not you have options.
Mm-hmm.
There's always going to be options.
Mm-hmm.
It's a choice
Right.
that you make to stay committed to one person, to stay faithful to one partner. It's a choice. It simply boils down to choice or discipline. That's really what it is. But if you actually believe that there's any one person that thinks or that says they only like this one person, bro,
Nah,
that's not true.
that's not happening.
And I'm not just talking about guys.
No.
See, but as a society, they always like to, it's easier. Nobody really speaks up for a man.
Yeah, no, absolutely nobody
You
does
see,
that.
men are loved under certain conditions.
Always does.
Not under the
Always.
condition that you're able to provide, you're able to. Let me give you an example. Look at Davido, right? If Davido did not have money, or if Davido was not popular, everybody will see Davido will still be this short guy with his frog.
Right. Basic. Right.
But even because people troll him a lot, even as he's a rich, successful guy, very popular, people still troll him for his looks, right? Or for his voice or whatever. Look, if the guy has no money, then he's not going to have the kind of clout that he has around him, or if he's not popular, he's not going to have that clout around him, right? So everybody feels that. Now the guy has options. What do you think is going to happen in that situation, right? Now, but at the same time, you can have discipline and decide, you know what, I just want to be faithful to this one person. I don't want to be involved with any other person. It all boils down. Right. So even the most successful people have options. But at the same time, even the poorest person you can ever come around has options too. If you go to the rural areas, if you go to a village, you go see plenty people they call player of a village. They call the local champion or whatever.
Right.
They get options. They exercise their options.
Yeah. Right.
So it's not about wealth. It's not about status. It's not about whether or not we have options. Everybody has options. Life gives us options, right? So it's all about discipline. It's all about choice. If you decide that you don't want to exercise your options, good and fine.
Right.
For some people, they think they want to do it because even when you say, okay, as Don Jazzy said, right, he is not like he has. He's open. He's upfront about it. Like, you like somebody, you see another person, you like that other person. Yeah, he's upfront about it, right? And he's like, okay, the woman can also do that, right? Well, if you want to be honest with yourself, and that's the kind of relationship that you want, that's good and fine.
Right.
But I think where the problem lies is when people start to, play games and deceive people and cheat and all that stuff. Because like even if you go to northern Nigeria, for example, where according to their religious beliefs, they're allowed to marry multiple wives.
Right.
You have a husband, you're Muslim, and you're the first wife. Why are you jealous when he says he wants to marry another wife?
Man.
Do you understand? Like the option is there. Like already legally he's allowed to do that.
I've seen.
Why are you getting mad? So I think it's all about individual preferences, but more importantly, it's all about maturity to be able to deal with certain circumstances. If you accept that reality and that's what you want in your relationship, and both of you agree, fine. But in a lot of cases, even when you're upfront about it, people will still catch feelings when they realize that they like somebody else.
And that's what I have, like the biggest problem I have really with both genders, be it guys, be it girls. Because the truth of the matter is, every man that has money has influence. It's very difficult for that man to just be with one woman and not exercise the options that are going to flock out. All the Obas have multiple women. All the rich guys have a lot of.
That's a guy had got married to 6 wives in 2 months?
And all of that. We have what's his name? This guy that got married to Regina. Like, I'm just trying to pick out like the popular guys, and this is the option that happens all around the world, right? So, for instance, you meet a guy. The guy has money, has influence. Deep down, you know that if I'm going to be with this guy, I'm not going to be the only woman this guy is going to be with. And you know this fact. But now when the guy comes up and says, okay, now there's this other girl that is doing this, or this other girl that I like, or I'm with this other girl, it becomes a problem. But before you moved into that relationship, you knew that is what's good. For instance, now I'm going to play back, right? If you go to any village, mostly Nigerian, typical Nigerian setting, all the guys in the villages live in round huts. Most villages you go to, everybody lives in round huts and all that. If you go to a village and you see a zinc house, you know there are 2 wives in the house. As a matter of fact, whoever has this house, there are 2 wives in the house. It's not why, because that's what it is. So for instance, now the hunter in the village, just like you said, that's a local champion now. Definitely the hunter has, even Nigerian films, they watch. The guy where the hunter, the chief the wrestler in the video, all of those people, they have wives. Because that's what it was. As a matter of fact, let's even play all this thing back. In the Roman Empire, back in the day, what used to happen? The more women you had, you understand what I'm saying? The more women you had as a man, the more respected you were, and all of that. But right now, like, as a matter of fact, this thing stopped as recent as 18 something because yeah, because as a matter of fact, because men were not getting married because the men that did not have money were not able to get married because the rich guys were taking all the ladies, right? So because of that, they had to bring this law of one man, one woman, so that the poor guys will be able to have wives. That's the fact. So if you want to date a poor guy and you feel like, okay, as a lady, you feel like, okay, like you have more money than the guy, now you can expect him not to exercise those options. But a guy that has money, you as a girl coming, and these ladies know. They are really aware of the fact that when you are dating a rich guy that has influence, he's going to have these options and he's going to exercise those options. A guy who is poor is not going to exercise those options because he knows he has something to lose when you leave. But a guy that has money, man, I don't know, but man, it's very difficult to get that guy that's not going to exercise those options.
Before colonization,
right?
I mean, we've always been polygamous. That's a fact. Matter of fact, literally every society has always been polygamous,
right?
In nature. Even forget about the Muslim religion that permits multiple wives. We've always had multiple wives from all the way back in our history. We've always had multiple wives, always, even from Adam.
Yeah,
even from the very first man.
Everybody keeps saying like it's.
So we've never. I don't believe that man to exist in a monopolistic relationship. I don't believe that. I really don't. Traditional times, if you come from a good household, you have a big barn, you have a large herd, you have a lot of animals. Literally, men would come and offer their daughters to you for marriage.
Fact.
In that same Nigeria,
fact,
men would come and offer their daughters to you for marriage. If you had all the things that you thought was, best for them. Their daughters would be protected, their daughters would be well taken care of. And that's really everything was all about at the time. So, I mean, like I said, everybody is is entitled to doing whatever it is that they want to do, as long as you're open about, what it is that you want, and there's a mutual, agreement between the both of you. Yeah, then that's fine,
right?
But we cannot continue to live under this illusion that you do this or you do that, and then you're a bad person. I mean, come on, bro. Everybody's got all this, It's funny how, so I know a lot of people will be looking at someone like Don Jazzy and like, why is this guy like that, or why would he say something like that? We all have. It's just because he has a platform, and whatever he says, people hear, or
exactly,
hear, he's a public figure, so essentially he's in the spotlight, right? Bro, like if you listen to individuals, people that we interact with, people that we see every day, stories that you read on the internet, everybody is into some dumb shit, into some seriously dumb shit, but everybody wants to pretend, everybody wants to be holy at now. And you know how many weddings we've gone for and we've seen literally like the people getting married and like yesterday night during bachelor's week, like what you do yesterday night.
That what to you?
Do you understand?
Boys and girls, not just
guys, I'm saying both parties. And then the following morning with hangover, you wake up and go and stand in front of God and you have to.
Nah. What do they like give ourselves? Like that's just what it is, man. Like Don Jazzy has it's just that you just said it now. He has a platform, he's big, so everybody just feels like, oh, he has said this. If not, there's no man that will have like what's the point now? Like like if you are poor now, that's different. You won't be able to, like look around and all that. But like a rich guy, he has said it now. Every other person can hide and say, no, it's a lie. But at the end of the day, that's exactly what they do, So they can lie to you and all of that, but at the end of the day, not happening.
You actually a fine babe.
Oh, stop.
Listen,
Thank
we
you.
did talk for Instagram, something, and whatever. I know I lean forward, she never lean forward or whatever. But we're just nice people. We talk and stuff like that. But when I met at one event, I think it was at this event.
Yeah.
CK's event, sad romance, something. She fine, but she can't carry one other fine girl come. I was not confused. So at this junction now, I was not like, since me and this girl nobody really talk about just something like, should I go ask her whether you go introduce me to this one? Or you don't understand?
Oh my god. Guys actually do that.
I don't
thing.
understand.
They will
So
duff you.
should I just go for that one? So it is possible that you like somebody, you do like the person, but then another person come, then since I showered in my eye, then you now start looking at all those ones.
This guy. Yeah.
Man, like I don't know, man. Like, but it makes sense though. Like, this is a platform now. People will watch this and people will like say whatever they want to say. But if not, like, not the guy don't lean forward now. Like, even in my last I said it now. Go. This one is even different, said because at least the guy is vibing with the guy. You know, for some it's more or less like, no, you are not vibing with me. I'm trying to like get to talk to you. You know, you're not vibing. Then your friends come around and your friend is like, nah, I like this guy. He vibes with me. What am I supposed to do? I gave an example of like if you go to the ATM, for instance, stand at what now? The ATM machine, there's First Bank, there's UBA, there's GT, all of that, right? Now you put your card, there's no money. If you see somebody coming to recharge the ATM, it's more or less like, okay, somebody's coming, so let me just chill. But you look around, there's nobody coming, there's no staff of First Bank. What will you do? You cannot just stand there and wait forever. You go to GT, right? So it's the same scenario. If I'm talking to you, you are vibing, you are giving me some vibe, I'm feeling like, okay, probably the guy is taking a time out to know me. Okay, no problem, right? But like, you're not doing all of that. I have to leave now. Like, let me go to GT. Maybe GT will answer me. Exactly. But for this one, at least he's even trying to, vibe with the girl. Then a friend comes. Well, like, I've not done anything with you. So your friend come and your friend makes sense. Boy, we go pots now. MTN to glue. We go pots straight. Oh boy.
But I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, bro, like this one tough, man.
This one tough, yeah. This one tough.
Because me,
This
I'm
one
more or less like I think it's a cancer thing, they say.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, me, I love deeply. Like
That you now, no.
Yeah, so I love deeply. So it's kind of hard for me to agree with that, I mean, but again, you never know, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you might just have a good, vibe with someone, like good chemistry or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then, I mean, if you've not acted upon any of those feelings,
Mm-hmm.
then it's probably just not, the feeling is probably just not there. It's just
Right.
probably just a vibe, some people are just cool,
Mm-hmm.
literally, like, the crazy parts, like, I used to have a lot of female friends, and there's a lot of them that I was just cool with them.
Yeah.
I never had like any, like I would literally just be vibing with them.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're thinking.
But that's the problem.
Yeah, I
Once
don't
you
know
vibe
what.
with the lady, and
Yeah,
she's
I don't know
vibing
what
back.
they're thinking, but to me they're just like cool, mad cool.
Yeah.
And then I see maybe the friend or someone that they know, whatever, and I'm like, who's that person?
Yeah,
And then all of a sudden,
that becomes a problem.
literally, this person was so cool. We had so, like, man, it was such a vibe, and there was nothing. It was never, at least on my part, there was
Mhm.
never any, like, it was never anything sexual. It was never
Right.
anything. We were just like really cool people.
Mhm.
And then the moment I asked about her friends, she all of a sudden got like super curious, trying to figure out, okay, well, so what's your intention or what do you want to do, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. I'm like, bro, like, I like the girl. What's the problem?
Yeah.
Like, can you chill out?
Nah, you
And
don't do that to a
literally-
girl, man.
We stopped hanging out after that.
Yeah, that's it.
We stopped hanging out after
Yeah.
that. Never introduced me to her friend, by the way. We
That's
stopped-
the point. That's
we
the
stopped
point.
hanging out,
Nah,
but I
man.
couldn't understand it at the time. So I guess sometimes people are around you and they have feelings for you, but as a man,
Mhm.
you're supposed to make the first move, right? So
Mhm.
I guess in that situation, maybe she's waiting for you to make the first move,
Mhm.
and that's why she's not saying anything, but
Mhm.
she's probably giving you green light, like they say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're a bad sharp guy, you're
Mhm.
supposed to code.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So, but if you don't code,
But you
and
see,
then a friend comes around and then you decide to pot, you turn to violence.
boy, see boy, see now,
You turn to
this
violence.
this is the problem with ladies, right?
Mm.
This is the problem with ladies. The same girl will be vibing with you, and you feel like, nah, this guy is feeling me and all of that. You make the move, you ask her out, and that becomes a problem. She said, nah, I'm just vibing with you. It's nothing serious. I have, try to friend zone you. So for
At least
me,
you try.
yeah, well, for me, like upfront, like I don't do that whole friend thing with girls and all of that.
Yeah.
If I have no plans, like to have something intimate with you, fine, I can be friends with you. But if I have plans, at the job, I'm telling you, like, man, I'm liking you this way. If you don't like me that way, that's it. End of discussion. Let's not do the whole I'm still your friend thing.
Mhm.
They will put me for friend zone. They your lame, I my lame. But yeah, but if I'm just your friend, no problem. Let's be friends. But if I'm liking you, I'm vibing, man. I like really want to, get down from the jump. Let's get down. If not, that's it. If not, they go friends on you now. You go there, they do everything. Meanwhile, if they knock one guy steady on the regular. Now,
Right.
you go they pay me now. Like you want chop, that mean they go call. Your tire don't bust. I mean they go call, go fix. I don't get fuel. I mean you go queue. But when time for a hand, they don't. No. I don't mess around like that. So I don't know.
I mean, I guess if not your guy,
Yeah.
eh,
Yeah, I feel like I can actually queue up
Mhm.
and get full for a girl.
So
That
it's
I
like
don't
this-
want to be
okay,
intimate
no.
with. I
So
can
it's-
do that shit.
Right, so it's like this now.
But if I
You
want
know-
to get intimate with you and not vibing with me, nah, nigga, I'm not doing that shit for you. Don't
Okay,
worry.
remember when we used to, like, when we were in school, right?
Right.
Back in Nigeria, literally, we used to go like kidnap. Hey, no, I don't mean no.
Oh my
I
boko.
don't, hold up.
I beg
don't-
go disclaimer.
disclaimer.
I don't kidnap mo.
I don't mean like, obviously, you get what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't mean like, kidnap them against the way.
Right.
But like, we had like a lot of cool friends
Mhm.
that we used to literally, like, after lectures, we'd be like,
Yeah,
come to the
yeah.
house,
Right.
come help us cook, right? They were literally our friends. In fact, some of them had boyfriends at the time, But it's like, hey, what are you doing after school? So it's like, this whole dynamic where like, okay, sometimes we eat lunch on campus, right?
Mhm.
Because we used to live off campus, so we eat lunch on campus. So standard, you're not my girlfriend, you're just my guy.
Mhm.
But there's chivalry as well, right? So
Right.
you go out for lunch with your classmates or your faculty, people in the same faculty with you or whatever, or even people from different faculties. Like we meet, at cafeteria or whatever,
Mhm.
and these are your guys, right? They're your friends, your female friends, and you're a guy. Yeah, you pay for their lunch. Like, it's just chivalry, right? You just pay for it because if you can, in the same breath, like, I can buy me rice now, that kind.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Easy.
So other girls that were cool with us, and they would literally take us and buy stuff for us on campus. Remember, say, Sakpa they did that time now.
That
Girls
was
dey always
you.
get money.
Girls always get
Girls
money
always
now.
get money.
You get money first week, you don't finish out.
Once you
Girls
do
always
Zoom,
get money.
first week, you don't do party, everybody don't shy you, money don't grow.
Mhm.
You don't blow when you wait for a month and maybe collect, maybe find out or something.
Yeah.
So I think like in that kind of dynamic where you're literally just friends.
Mhm.
Yeah, after classes, like after babe, come over my house and move cook, something like that. Literally, drag them. He's like, man, I'm tired, this, that, for your friends, right?
Yeah.
So I beg, that kind of thing. And you just, you take them, they'll cook. Now they're not your girlfriends, right? They're not your wives. You don't have that obligation,
Right.
So, but they'll do it because of the friendship. So
Right.
in the same breath, my gen don't spoil, this, that.
Yeah.
They should go call me. I
Mhm.
will go to their house to help them carry their gen,
Mhm.
fix it, bring it back, all that sort of stuff. So,
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying like you could like literally be like guy, like
Mhm.
guys with like some really cool chicks,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's normal.
But that's
I feel like that's normal.
really like the problem. This is where this shit gets complicated. It's very difficult, right, to have two guys, opposite sex, really be friends without anybody being emotional. Now that's where it gets complicated because I can be cool with you like that, like nah, this guy not my guy, right? You look at the guy and be like, nah, this girl not my guy, like anything hook me, I can just easily call this girl up and all that. She'll definitely get emotional. The little things matter to girls, right? So for instance, now I wake up and I just get to the filling station. I'm like, okay, this girl, she might probably not have fuel. I'm thinking about it because probably she made food for me or something, and I'm like, let me just get fuel for her. I'll get that fuel, take it to her. To her, it's like, this guy loves me. Like, this is it. This is the guy. I just did that shit because I just had an extra jerry can in my boot. I say, Tom, I'll just buy for you. Easy. It's nothing, But to her now, she feels like, I'm giving her green light. So if now she's getting emotional. This guy likes me. This guy, whatever she's doing at that point, she's doing it because she's emotional. Now, if you now see her with her friend and you say, guy, how far? Square me this friend. At that point, it's more like, so all this is what they do for you. They see her now. Now, they whine me. You see her now, man. Now that becomes the problem. Or even for guys, this thing happens.
I agree with you,
Right.
100%. But now that year,
Don't be now and again.
you see these people now. Bro, I've never the level of entitlement. That
No,
people
that's a
have right
different.
now.
That's a different level conversation,
See,
man. Like,
If you remove your heart like this physically from inside your chest, your bleeding heart and give it to this girl. She will say, after all you did was
Give me your heart, right?
Hey,
Nah, that's a different level conversation, man. Like the entitlement is too much.
she paid me. Bro, I've seen my guys like, see, man, same way I crush hard. Yeah, like I literally crush hard. Oh boy, if you go to zero, if they love it, I just go like the same way they reach 100. Nah. Yeah, you can go back to zero. But bro, honestly, the level of entitlement I'm seeing right now, man, girls get guys who they save for their phone, literally. This
Steady.
one, restaurant boyfriend, or this one, like even when we were in school, like you'd see
Steady.
study class boyfriend.
Yeah,
Or,
right.
man,
That just drops it down to what I'm saying, right?
these girls now they don't send you.
You see, like another problem
They don't
again
send- girls
is
they
for
use a church mind.
right.
Ask you for your full annual salary.
Well,
What you say?
you see,
You dey hustle to make ends meet. This babe will use her full chest, and she's not going to think anything of it. Like if you run a move, she will just look say, not for movie. And she on to the next guy,
yeah.
and she get on her type like 30.
And you know, this thing again is for guys
Crazy.
again that get to how will I put it now? It's the guys that get emotional, the guys that get to love these girls. That's where this problem comes. Because for a girl, like, yeah, girl fit they work, earn salary, and not a single day she go touch her month go finish.
Yeah.
You pay her salary, she know to why. Guy will go drop her off for junction day. Guy will go buy him fuel day. Guy will go buy him lunch day. But for the guy, oh boy, nothing. Now that
literally they earn
Now
the
what?
same salary.
Same salary, man. Same salary, but then you go, and she go ask you this matter. She know they even think I'm twice. You know, same salary, right?
Zero
And then now,
conscience.
at the end of the day, the guy probably no get game to get paid. Now those are the guys that really get affected by this thing. Because if guy, now the thing is, guy feel literally dey there. Just like I said now, guy feel dey there for girl wey no like. They pursue am. 2 years, 3 years, he go dey there, they do why? He just won't collect the bill. So he go just dey there, they do am. But for if a guy really likes the girl, now if you have a guy that really likes a girl, the girl is not forthcoming and the guy stays there, that's where the problem comes. Now where problem dey be that the girl go use your head, like she go run you marathon, like you know, just dey waste your time. So basically, like, nah, man.
What you talk earlier? So any one of them for their wives where you know, if their wife come meet you, ask you say, what material they cheat on me?
This my friends, they know that the luck that they have is that their wife has not asked me, because if you ask me, I will cast you.
I love that. Such a good friend.
Homo.
They do have a friend like Don Jazzy.
So
Why are you guys point that just the first point me to for you said
he
first you
just-
have a
he
friend.
It's just
he used to do
screw.
example now.
Why?
I don't know.
As the spirit leads.
If you ask me, I'll
That's
cast
what
you.
I have a
For
friend like
that
Don
shit.
Jazzy.
Yeah. So
Especially if your wife is a good wife. But if your wife is a bastard too, and maybe I'll just let that one slide. But if she's a good wife,
For the percentage of Lagos because
Right, so man, I don't know, but like I don't know Don Jazzy Wish. I don't know that in this serious or in the joke. But for me, like first, if you know me, you know my friends, you know anybody. If you be wife, you be girlfriend, don't come to me too. First of all, Sam, now like all this whole issue of having to be close friends with your friend's wife or your friend's girlfriend, I dey cause am because like first off, when my friend toast you now. So highest if we see how far. Like I'm not going to call you. Like ordinarily, I'm not going to call you. If of course I dey find my friend and I know if you reach him, I know it's okay. If you reach him, I will call you. But no, I go sit down, just carry my phone, say how you did today, how work day, blah blah blah. Now if I'm not doing all of those things, where you won't come from? Come begin to ask me say whether your guy they run one level. Like nah. So for me, don't come. Before you come, the answer you're going to get is that, oh boy, nothing. Everything is fine. Nothing there. So don't even bother coming. I don't gonna answer you.
Well, for me, it's like, what's the rationale behind it, right? You get so Don Jazzy now, is he doing that as a good boy or as a do you understand?
I don't get
Like that's my thing, because you know traditionally it's like, okay, we get bro code, right?
Yeah.
So it's like if your if your guy's woman or wife, girlfriend, whatever, if they ask you about whatever is going on with them, do you tell or do you not tell, right? Yeah. Personally, I don't get involved in people's relationships.
Right.
That's like the recipe for a whole lot of chaos, A whole now this one talks to you,
Right.
Because at the end of the day, it's like, auntie, do you honestly believe that when you want go do it, you want to, you go carry me
Go there, go wrong, and I don't get it.
So like, I was not there. I cannot be a witness to a party. I cannot be a witness to something that I wasn't a party to, right? Like how do you reconcile that? Like, how it doesn't correlate,
If it does that, like that is
and
choice.
You ask me, look, you're already telling me one thing. Like, you're feeling your responsibility. Now you're a man, right?
Exactly.
So it's if you don't know the answer to that, like, why you come ask me for confirmation? You should know. Not be a man. Like, they sleep the same house or whatever, right? So it's up to you. But I'm not. It's not because of like bro code or no. I just don't get involved. Period. Yeah. Because you know how many times I don't see where this guy and the baby have problem. They can't ask you. You can't involve yourself. They don't quarrel. Then they can't make up.
Then
they can't say now you want to tear them apart.
At first,
and then especially like you said, right? If you're familiar with, like, if you know how some people get, like, personally, I think it's just over familiar. Where if my guy, we've been guys for how long, right?
Yeah.
I sabi all your babes. We like, bro, what's up? If you see, like you said, like, why am I calling you? Why? We're not quarreling. We're cordial. We're cool. We go out together. We have fun together.
But why I go just wake up in the morning, then I go pick my phone, call my guy, babe, say how work day today? Why?
If I see a call from your babe, there's only one thing that comes to mind.
Problem day. That's it.
Because that's the only purpose.
Why?
That's the only purpose. That's the only reason why you have the contact.
Problem day.
Yeah, it's emergency situations. Don't be saying for you to be my guy, we gotta call you every day. There will be gist. You can't call me, you can't ask me, say, what happened last night? How was the outing last night? Bro, ask your boyfriend.
Ask your boyfriend.
Or ask your husband.
If you don't feel ask her, why they can't ask me? Nah.
How was the outing last night? Ask your guy.
Like,
don't ask me.
Don't ask me. I wasn't there. I don't know it's the apple.
You won't tell me to listen. You don't be a false witness.
I don't dare. I don't dare. Go find your guy. Ask him. If you don't feel ask him, then you know. Come on now.
I get where guys is coming from, in the sense that he feels like it's not mutual, right? Where the guy does whatever he does, and if the wife even no. Why he also said something like, it's like some of those guys that he knows that are doing, all that stuff.
Right.
When you even mention, say,
what
if your
wife?
Don't even say that,
Yeah. But regardless, that the wife problem, now the guy and the babe problem, now their problem too. Because first is first. I don't know it. Like, if my guy deal with him babe or your wife and they're inside the house, of course he's not coming to tell me every detail of what's going on. Now I don't know what they agree on. Maybe within them they agree, say, okay, now what's going to happen from the jump with that. Now the girl can't catch too much feelings, decide, say, nah, I want to be only with you only with me and all of that. What, like, I don't know the dynamic of anything what they do. So they don't come and ask me any question. I don't know what they talk. I don't dare inside. That's your guy, finally. No day.
Yeah. It's always like it never ends well.
Nah,
man.
man.
You insert yourself into like other people's relationships, it never ends well. Let them handle however they handle. And if they together, fine. If they break up, your hands shall not be inside.
You're not there inside.
So anyone they want to, like, I don't like your choice, man.
That's
you,
it.
whatever
Basically,
you want to do, however you want to run your household, however you want to live your life, it's really up to you. But let me from my mouth, you're going to hear like, in what capacity am I doing that?
Like, I don't get
did I tell you? Did you see on my resume that I'm an investigative journalist? Or
I don't even when you even go to toast them, like, don't be saying you call me. Like, I don't even understand how you go call me. They ask me, like, how?
Private investigator, like, come on, man. That's not my job, man.
Nah, man.
That ain't my job, bro.
Nah, I don't know, Sha, but anyhow we work for Don, like senior man, anyhow we work for him, enjoy. That chairman, so he can afford to, but ordinarily now. What did they ask me for? I don't do.
That's why I'm sorry. He said Ashawo Day's eyes and all those things, and it can be allowed. But it's not everybody that can do it, because it's not everybody. One banker now will come and say Ashawo Day in his eyes. Why?
Why not?
Why?
not?
No, why?
Why not?
Why?
In the banker, even they meet people pass
What's wrong with you
even
people?
regular people.
No,
That's the
no, no,
truth now.
no, no, no. There
What
are
do you
some. There are
mean?
some people that are not meant to be saying it. Like you can't be
Why?
doing.
Why?
You can't be.
Why? Because you think that they don't have.
They don't have
bad
money.
No, not
That's
about.
what
Not
it
even
is.
about bar. Like
But that's
their
what it is.
job.
That's
For instance, your job exposes you to different
No,
women.
me don't dey lie,
Different
na
women
money.
coming after you. No, now apart from money, self. Like as he
But
is,
his job
women will
also
be-
exposes him to different women. People coming to come and pay
How
him
many?
cash.
I beg.
In the
Wait,
bank.
wait.
People
A
come and
regular.
please, I have
Wait,
ATM issues.
wait. But we
Let
know
me help
that
you
we know
fix
that
your
very
ATM.
regular
Sugar
men
Sugar
Yes,
that
now.
are in their 9 to 5 jobs. You hear stories of them cheating and it's crazy, and you're like, because you also see men that are not even financially capable like that cheating, and you're wondering why are these men cheating?
Because it's
They're
a natural.
why?
That's what they do. It's a
Why?
natural. It's a natural human
That's what
phenomenon.
I'm saying. It's not.
Whether
it's
male
not
or
allowed.
female.
It's not
If
allowed
people-
because how can you be financially
mean it's not allowed?
incapable and you still want to cheat?
I mean, people
What
are
if
allowed
it's
to
no
dream
wait?
big.
You say financially incapable. What if it is not about the money he
People are
brings?
allowed
Some women,
to
they
dream
just
big.
need-
They don't need your money.
Women
That's
that
the
need
way
attention.
they don't need your
when
money.
Women that just need-
that's in my opinion is when it becomes like an insult. Like you somebody they manage you say you don't really get person they manage you like that. You won't call the cheat on top. It doesn't make it make sense.
No, I feel no get money, but I get.
Wait till
That's
you go
That's
shake
why
your leg.
if you
You go shake like generator.
That's why I told you.
they do like
told
this.
you the
No,
man
no,
that
but
has
if you don't
money
get-
is
if
not
you don't
doing
get-
that already.
I can be the most understanding man ever.
What if the man that has money is
True, okay.
I
already
like your
shaking
mama, I like
shaking
this
her?
one, I
then
can clean
know
house.
that as your finances are small and you have a decent lady who is actually willing to manage you like that with your small finances,
This
stick
man
to
is really
her.
talk, man, they
Like,
pay me.
why can't you just stick with her? It's
Yeah.
embarrassing now. It becomes embarrassing.
they're actually-
But
That
it's less
goes over.
embarrassing. It's less embarrassing when you see all them Dangotes, don't like all these people. It's less embarrassing. I'm being honest. It's less embarrassing when you know
When
that
somebody
they
who
have,
has money
bruh,
and who can pay for
I don't
it.
care.
This one shock.
Accountability.
This one shock you, Abi.
Problem, man. Problem.
Oh boy. See, first off, for me, like I agree 100% with Naomi.
You do?
The only, yeah, I do. I agree with Naomi 100%. The only problem here is the fact that, yeah, I agree with, see, I agree with Naomi. The only problem is that she used the wrong profession. What she's trying to say is money, but now she just said bank. I don't know what kind of banker she's looking at, because she's saying Don Jazzy is exposed to what a lot of women, so it's okay for him to say, yeah. So it's okay for him to say Ashawode. But like from experience, trust me, like I know what in bankers they see. Women they bankers, like every see. Now what do you make up and start to the open account?
Right.
May you see what's in the app.
Right.
Exactly, like this girl, they literally they inside your eye, like open my account, do so like man, this girl said, you know. But basically, what she's just trying to say is money, and it's okay if you don't hustle money for your life. You've done the hard work, you've got everything you want to get. The girls know that with this guy, we are going to be a lot. It's not just me.
Right.
They know. And then the one thing I like with Naomi, she they talk about her food chest. Like she know they argue. Other girls can, try to lie about it, but you know, as Naja had right now, like this person come with like 2 billion for a bank account. Inside your mind, say now we go plenty for here. Don't be only me. This guy, like it takes a lot for a guy to be a guy. To make money is not easy. So you've worked hard, you've made your money, but all you need to do is just to be a lady. You go see girl we no get money, but they see man say no get money. Like I don't quite understand, but like ordinarily that's just the fact. Like as a man, you need to, make money. When you get money, you get ladies. Now for her talking about banker this, banker that, probably she's on the level where she feels she needs somebody that has money. But even if you go village, like I explained now, you have guys that don't have much. Security man where they make 10,000 still get 2 wives because the wives don't get anything. Exactly. So there are levels to this shit, but
Well,
I agree with her though.
see, oh shit. I didn't even know where to start from. It's like a lot that you can say. She said it's less embarrassing when it's like if it's a Dangote or if it's somewhere. Bro, the way you just throw banker around like that.
Like you just throw a bankers in.
Did they sing song? He called Tony Elumelu. What does he do? He's a
That banker he be straight up.
Bro, maybe today, like, if you know what you're doing actually and you work in a bank,
Like I don't know the kind of banker
I
wey
don't know
she
the
dey
kind
talk
of
about.
banker
I don't know the
wey
kind
she
banker wey
sabi,
she sabi wey
Maybe na all
make her dey
those-
talk that thing.
Remember that
Because,
year now, wey they do all those contract stuff.
You know, so like
40K.
I don't know,
Yeah,
maybe
they
yeah,
give you
yeah,
commission.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Or even
yeah.
at that
Like the
level.
banker, even at
You do teller, for bank. Nah.
I think that's
one auntie go just come like this. When you check her balance, your life dey very simple. Oh. You dey package well, you dey at least try. You know, haircut on point. You know, even though you want 2 shirts where you get, you wash out everything. You feel me?
right.
Right. When madam will come one day see you for cashier. Oh boy, who be this guy? Just slip her number or she will come, you know, something. But that's not the issue, anyways. That's all besides the point. You know, I feel like it's just it's like you said, if you don't hustle as a man, you don't make it, you don't reach a certain level, you never become poor. You know,
Right.
the guy has a right to go to Ethiopia and marry.
Anybody we won't
Find
marry.
somebody. He has a right to go and pick a prime young Regina Daniels, right?
Right.
That's the way life works, bro. That's
Right.
the way life works. I understand, but she just doesn't want to come out and say it with her full chest.
That is the money.
It speaks to accountability for women.
That's
Women
it.
would make the most brazen choice, you know, that everybody can tell this is the reason why. But she would tell you, say, oh no, na love, or na one thing or the other. You feel me?
Love.
How many of these prank videos, all these gold digger videos do we see where, like, after make I get your number now, I like you, or make I, you know, nothing. Then you pull up in in a nice car,
Right.
and it's like, oh, they changed their mind.
Yeah, like in a split
In a
second,
split
man.
second, this babe nobody give you a number, nah. 2 seconds later. So, for
And all
somebody
she
like this
did was
Naomi now,
exist as a woman.
Yeah, that's all she
That's
did.
all she did.
So but you believe, say you now, somebody bring Lamborghini, come.
Come, make
We'll
her
use-
carry you.
We use your church mind, enter inside.
Then you gonna say now only you.
They used to do it now. They say, this was.
Oh my, like that shit
You
is very,
understand?
very.
It's
Nah,
crazy
man.
because-
Nah.
I mean, what do you do? What do
Nah.
you do as a man before you fit get Lamborghini?
Bruh.
Do you understand? What do you need to do? You must be a Davido or Burna Boy in Nigeria.
Now what to you?
Like then they drive Lamborghini for like that. Eh? How many people can afford that? Even in the Italy, we get the listen. How many of them can afford to drive Lamborghini? Right?
Oh.
So you cannot just decide that okay, no, as a man, after the man don't grind, don't hustle. That same man, if Dangote met you, I don't know, 30 years, 40 years
When he was
ago,
still grinding, you
well,
could say no.
he has always been from a rich family. But I'm just
Obviously,
saying,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
before he became Dangote, where everybody sabi,
Mhm.
if you didn't know who he was and he walks up to you right now, even now, sir, you feel no different.
Yeah,
But once you see Anna Dangote, you will change your mind now, right?
that's it.
I mean, let's be realistic. Everybody has, you know, the right to make whatever choices that they want to make, but we could not be one ourselves. And money, nothing do banker. So the Lumelu, Jimovia, them, all those
All
guys,
of those guys are bankers
Yeah.
now with their money large.
you know, to be them, all those guys. they're
Of course,
bankers,
they're all bankers.
right?
So I don't know why she
so
just came up with that. But
Bankers
again,
are bankers.
the only thing she's trying
There's
to
a
do
difference.
is just to try
She's just trying to
belittle bankers that they don't
That's
have
her
money.
own- yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
an
she just
adjective
felt like
basically
bankers
that
are the
she
guys
threw
that,
out.
yeah, if
Yeah.
not, if you're talking about exposure to women,
and all
bruh,
those things
I don't sure
like
say
that,
get anybody, of course, if you come on entertainers from the matter, I don't sure say get anybody that is exposed to women as bankers and doctors.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
oh yeah.
bankers and I don't sure say get anybody will get the kind of exposure we get, you know, but
So that.
she's just trying to, you know, just hide it
Or
off.
lecturers.
Yeah.
Lecturers too,
Lecturers, oh boy,
Very
senior man. Oh.
Because you get them young, naive, you know.
Yeah.
400 level at least 20 years old, right?
Yeah,
So Jamba is then 18, 19.
you know.
Most of them never left their homes before, right?
Oh.
So if you're talking about, I mean, obviously we don't support, preying on, the vulnerable or whatever. But it's the
Right.
same dynamic. When
Yeah.
you think about it, someone like a Bon Jazzy. You're
Yeah,
saying he's
actually,
exposed to-
yeah,
it's the
you are
same
allowing
dynamic.
him because you are saying, okay, Ashawo supposed to because
Right,
they're
you feel
exposed
me?
to it. Then,
Right,
of
but
course.
it's the same dynamic.
So that means if you are using that, then that
Yeah.
means bankers suppose Ashawo supposed to because he's very
Or
exposed to
lecturers,
women. Or like,
Ashawo
yeah,
supposed to- Bro,
exactly.
you know how many of these
You know?
young
But that
students actually
money,
throw themselves at this lecturers.
not
all the
just
name of
money.
make I pass your course or make I understand.
So at that
there's
point now,
there's a lot of bad, very very bad characters in those universities. Those ones that prey on kids or whatever. But I'm telling you, we've seen this where literally it's the student throwing themselves at the lecturer because they
Exactly.
want to pass this course. They
Right.
don't want to read the book. Or
Yeah.
they want to do this one.
they're
want to do
plenty
that
now,
one.
especially
They're
now.
plenty.
Like
So-
what we are talking about, when we they even read book. Right now, they read book.
Everybody now did TikTok.
Everybody they do it. They do
Everybody
like
do
nobody
Instagram.
read books. So do you
Nobody's
know how
doing
many
all
people,
that,
the amount of people, girls throwing
Different.
themselves at
Throwing
lecturers to
themselves
get
at
past
lecturers
right
to
now
pass
is
and, move on.
high.
So if you're saying
So-
like exposure and the thing, then if
Nah.
you go by that dynamic, there's a lot of places where then you get access to almost free sex.
Right.
But it's again, like I said before, it's all about choice, it's all about discipline.
Mhm.
If you decide to what you want to do, good and fine.
Good and
Just
fine.
be open about it, just be upfront. The only thing I really have a problem with now just this whole idea say, okay, you just want the it's even the crazy part. It's easier when you're open.
Yeah,
It's like
actually.
now that's the high grade.
Yeah. Like actually, like what I
that's the
don't
sneak
I don't
around.
watch these guys, and now the one thing where I they actually agree with Naomi, they are like she they always like she they agree say, oh boy, na money.
Right.
If you get the money, you're allowed to do it. And this is the fact. She at least she talk out, she own out her chest. But many people go try to dodge them and all of that. And I don't have a problem with it. As a girl, like what a guy is looking from. Guy will not get money, right? It's very easy for the guy to try to, like look at probably your background, your parents have money, all of that. Maybe you yourself you have money, so you can help him out and all of that, share bills here and there. But a guy that has money really doesn't need anything from you except you just being a calm, nice girl. Do the needful, like clean up, just be
Now,
a
they don't even
nice
get
girl.
needful again. We don't know what is the role.
Now we don't
because
even know what the role
we
is
are
for
all feminists now.
everybody. Don't change.
So we don't know what
Talk
the
any
role
other, they will
is.
cancel you. Say
Nobody
don't
else
do this
cancel
one.
you.
If not, what woman supposed to do? So right now, women feel that okay, it's okay for them to go out and hustle, which is 100% fine. Go out there, hustle, do all of that. That's like, man, that's like a very long dynamic.
I want
We'll
even
go
go
enter.
enter. The
You want
guy
me
where
house-
the guy where he dey do household.
because women don't want to be toxic. They
Yes,
don't
I
like
don't
toxic
want-
men,
I
but
don't-
them they
yeah.
want to be toxic women.
You understand?
Yeah,
I
so
don't want to
go stay house.
I don't want to I don't want to what do you call it, confine somebody to the other room. But
You know-
how Buhari take all that thing like that?
Yeah, the other room.
Like-
No. Yeah,
No, no.
say wife belong to kitchen.
Eh,
and the other
belong,
room.
okay, yeah. So me,
Kitchen
I
and
don't want
other
to
room.
confine
So for
somebody to
instance,
the kitchen. So
Exactly.
me,
So
I'd
for
rather
someone
the
like
house husband,
for someone like Buhari now,
can cook, can clean, can change.
for
diapers,
someone like
can
for
do
someone
all
like Buhari now, Buhari now president of Nigeria. So if he's saying the
Yeah.
fine woman,
that.
we go day kitchen and the other room.
Uh,
Of course, like
no, but
what
she
else
has
you
to-
need do?
She has to be empowered.
Nah.
She has to be empowered.
I know
The
wahala
full
now.
president, the whole president of the country.
He don't
But-
need you to do anything.
No, your wife knows.
He don't need you to do anything. All what he's supposed to do, now just today, day nice for
Like
her.
people dey try, sha. Seriously, I don't understand why. I can't remember what video it was that I was watching, and
Right.
I left a comment. But it's like sometimes it's like look. There's so many arguments that there's literally no logic behind.
Fact.
Do you understand?
Right.
There's no logic behind it. Not to digress, but honestly, no matter what you do as a man, right? Biologically, you cannot breastfeed your kid, right?
No, it's basic.
Basic biology,
That's what it is.
right? So even though as a society we've come to define some of these roles that are traditionally, so-called female roles,
Pregnant females.
I mean, it's like it's only practical. It's not just because we as misogynists just decide that
We as no
because
disclaimer.
we're all misogynists.
Disclaimer, I beg. I don't hate women.
No, all of us, all women are feminists and all men are misogynists.
I beg go disclaimer, no day.
Isn't that what the trend is? That's what the internet says. That's what the internet says. All men are misogynists and all women are feminists.
Okay,
That's-
I don't
Say what
day.
you talking about. I don't understand. Do you get what I mean? Like, what's wrong with having gender defined roles? You don't fear me cancel. You know what? You don't get cancelled. We don't get following. So please follow us so that they can at least get something to cancel. For now, nothing will ever cancel. They remove me from YouTube. The algorithm no will change.
Now when you don't hammer now, that time they'll come bring
So
on this video.
please, let me blow up so that you people can have something to cancel. Now, if I just small I need, if I just blow up small, then I will cash out. Then I can cancel you. I beg. Thank you.
Oh boy. Man, this shit is just wrong, man.
So good, though.
Wrong.
So good. Man, just as a guy, honestly, just go out there, get your bread up,
That's it.
and do whatever you want. To
That's
do.
it.
Just do whatever
Just get your
you
money
want
up,
to do.
man.
Just make sure you get it straight, man.
That's
Because,
it.
Bro, people only love you under the conditions that you can provide something. No matter how woman love you, let's be honest.
Like-
no matter how woman love you, imagine this type of situation where you say, this woman love you, and be high school sweethearts, and don't date together since like secondary school or whatever. Okay, fine, no problem. That's cool, right? But imagine 30 years, 40 years.
But that's
50
even
years, you don't turn 50, you don't be 60, you don't near retirement, still never blow, still never get money. It's hard for a woman.
right. Like see, me,
It's
I
hard
know.
for her to stick to it and just be there, and just grind with you or suffer with you, like you like
Right.
to say. So I get it. I mean,
The only problem I
make sure
have-
say anything they
Do,
make everybody
just
start to know.
Get
That we
money,
know what
man.
we're
That's a
doing.
guy.
So if you don't get money, don't do it.
Because for me, right, like the only problem I have, I really literally don't have a problem with a girl loving me because I have money or I need to provide and all of that. I really don't have a problem with that. The problem I have is trying to change some gender roles. That's the problem I have. Because if I'm going out, okay, fine, you talked about high school sweethearts and all of that. Fine. Even that high school sweetheart, that guy was up to something. Probably topped his class. 9 girls they like him. Probably was the best footballer. 9 girls they like him. There was still something he was offering at the point when it wasn't really money. Now, of course, after high school, go college, go university, all of that. Now the real world comes in, right? At that point, you need money.
Right.
Fine. So if the guy is having the money, I need you to play the female role in my life. Don't be to come turn man as me as well. Maybe two of us can be men. They drag. That's just
That's
the problem. That's gay. You understand? I'm not gonna go fight guy there with them now. If I'll get a woman and the woman go still they try be man inside my life. Now that's just the problem. I don't have a like as a girl, trust me, like for girls, if you want to go out there, get guys that are made and all of that, like there's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. Absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. Go ahead and do that. But then be the female in his life. You understand?
That's
So
all you gotta be.
that's all you have to do. Be the female in his life.
The primary reason why you like it, Google said,
Like because you be woman, that why like you. So why walk on top man again?
Why
You
do
get
that?
so that's it. You know.
That's the guy.
Hey, like for me, like in a nutshell, this so I don't know to say probably poverty alleviation or whatever it is, but getting married. That's so many facets to getting married. It's not just about love. Love, of course, is important, but like, is love enough for you to get married? But I don't think so. Like for instance, if you love someone and maybe you guys have dated for a minute and then you realize the guy is heirs, you are heirs. What's going to happen? Are you still going to get married because you love the person? You're not going to get married just because you love the person. So there are plenty of things to this. If it comes to money for a girl, like if you want to marry up, of course that's what should even happen. Marry up, marry somebody who will take care of you and all of that. Right now, everything has changed. Girls hustle right now, girls make money and all that. If not, back in the day when girls did not work, girls were not making money and all of that, what used to happen? And I'm not talking about back in the day in Nigeria, 20 years. I'm talking about right from the beginning of time. What used to happen? Guys would go out there, hustle, work, come back, get a girl, take care of the girl, while the girl would do the housewife role. Now, it's not the issue of, you're trying to maltreat somebody. If the guy is providing housing for you, providing food for you, providing everything for you, then what is wrong for you to just fix a dish for him to eat? You get? So all you need to do is just be a lady, whatever works for you. But I don't have a problem with girls being tagged as gold diggers or all of that. If a girl, if you want to dig that gold, when you find out, no problem. It's okay. Yeah, but just be a lady. So for me, like, basically that's that.
Well, how long is it marriage supposed to last for again?
That's the point. Before it was like till death do part, but right now it's still there's
So
no love.
If the concept behind marriage is, you're supposed to do it for the rest of your life,
Right.
like all of your life. Yeah, I mean, I'd be very careful about making a decision like that, right? That's a logical thing to do. If you're supposed to do
Exactly.
something for the rest of your life, And I think it doesn't hurt anybody to actually put some thought into it, you know? It doesn't hurt anybody to put some thought into it. And that's how I feel. So I don't care what your reasons are, be them traditional or, you know, modern, you know, whatever your reasons are. If you're going to make a choice that's supposed to affect, you know, the rest of your life, yeah, I think it's very important to put some very serious thought into it. Ask all the uncomfortable questions, you know, take all the necessary precautions, and make sure that you know, protect yourself. Because, hey man, you never know. But people,
it.
right? Very dynamic. Anything can happen, man. Anything can happen. Boom.